Vibes up with us. Yeah. Welcome back to Chess or Checkers podcast today. I'm Wall Street Biz, and I'm here to give you the biz. And it's about to go down. Thank you for joining Chess or Checkers podcast today. I'm your man Wall Street Biz, and today I'm here to give you the biz. And we are here to talk about child support and DNA. And today we have some people that are here to also give their opinion on it. We got my man Rich Crump.
How you guys doing?
Introduce yourself, and the people will introduce themselves also to the world, to the viewers.
So, I'm Richard Crump. I'm here to share my opinion and trying to get a change for the future, for future fathers and mothers to make a household stronger. So we're going to start with my left, right on that side. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Sylvia Riddle. I am a longtime friend of Richard's, and I'm here just to give a little perspective of a person with no children and, her opinion on, a little insight on this child support.
All right, nice having you. Thank you.
All right, I'm Nathaniel Crump. I'm just here, to do the same. I got kids of my own.
Right.
So, I think my opinion is warranted.
Yes, for sure.
Hi, my name is Gigi. I'm a longtime friend of Richard Crump as well. I'm here to pretty much give my perspective on co-parenting and single mother.
I'm Burrell, friend of Mr. Crump over here as well. I'm 4 deep right now, 5 deep right now as far as kids go. So as far as child support goes, I love talking about it. Let's get it.
All right. Let's get it in. We really about to dig in into this topic. We're gonna talk about the pros and the cons of child support and DNA testing, and I'm sure we all have experiences that we would like to share. And also, we want to be informative, and we want to be a little insightful to the viewers who may not know how to deal with child support and DNA testing. So, Rich, I'll let you kick it off.
Since for the viewers that are going to be viewing this, we come out of the state of Florida. So every state has their different laws. So we're going to start little, trying to make changes with our laws in Florida, and then if everything goes well, we take it to federal. But there's a lot of steps getting to the federal side of that. So once we're able to propose a bill to any of your local government, it doesn't matter if you're in Florida, if you're in a different state, you got to go to your Senate, the legislature part of the body of government. So you go to your Senate, which ours is Christine Arlington out of Kissimmee. So different cities will have different senators. So you guys got to do that. We're here to try and revise or make complete changes when it comes to child support and when it comes to single parents and stuff like that, right, to make it fair for both. Even though a lot of people can contest that the fathers are getting the short end of the stick.
Yeah, we get it, man. Like we get the pretty much the shitty end of the stick. And I don't, I don't know why. I mean, like I have one son, and I had a situation where my son's mother wasn't doing what she was supposed to do, and I wasn't going to wait for her or anybody else. I just had to take that responsibility, step up and take care of my son. And from he was 3 months old to when he was like 9 years old, I took care of him, did what I had to do. But the chess move for me was that eventually I know my son is going to want to spend time with his mother. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no child going to want to spend time all the time with their father unless the mother possibly, might have passed away or whatever the case may be. So I decided, like, listen, just to protect myself, and since she wasn't in the picture, I say, you know what, let me go and get a DCF representative so I can keep a paper trail. So if it do happen where, and it did happen in terms of my son going back to my baby mother, But when he went back, she was really like pushing the issue about child support. But she didn't know that I had one up on her. I made that chess move, and I was like, yo, you know what? I'm going to protect myself. And that was one of the ways of me protecting myself, making sure that I was just trying to do whatever necessary preventable, so I don't get caught up. And even though, like Rich said, like, I'm one of the dads, like, I love my son, you feel me? And I'll do whatever for my son. But for fathers like us that go to the end of the earth for our kids, and then for the mothers to, pretty much strip the rights, you know what I'm saying, unfairly because of the system, I wasn't trying to do that. So that's why I stayed ahead of the game, and that was a chess move for me. You know?
Okay, so what I would like to start on is DNA testing. Would you guys give your opinion about mandatory DNA testing, where it includes DNA from the father and the child, where the mother cannot contest? Doesn't matter if you're married or not, is because there's a lot of infidelity in many relationships in many states and all that stuff. So it's only right, I feel like it should be mandatory, so you know what you're getting yourself into when it comes to marriage, your partner, significant other, or if you want to continue to raise the child. So it should be fair for the father to know what he's getting himself into. So what do you guys think on that? We could start with Burrell. What do you think on that?
As far as the being mandatory, I feel like that's 1,010%. It's something that needs to happen. It has to happen. I'm not paying for a kid that's not mine. Honestly, I can't do that. Especially if I already have a family.
Right.
If I have a family and my responsibility is to make sure that my family is protected, make sure they eat, make sure they grow smart, I have no choice but to do everything I possibly can for that.
That's right.
But I've got buddies that worked in the same place that we used to work. Married, 4 kids. Get a divorce, 2 of those kids ain't even his.
How did he find out? Well, I guess through DNA testing, or well, because of the divorce, then he started
They
questioning.
made the DNA.
Okay.
So apparently in the state of Florida, when you get a divorce, you have to do a DNA test on your kids. And he found out that 2 of those kids wasn't his. Kids that's 13 and 14 years old.
Wow.
And you just now finding out that these kids are not yours. I couldn't imagine.
Wow.
Where's your head at that time? You think you can have any type of stability in your mind at that time you find out that you got 2 kids that you've been paying for, growing for, loving, nurturing, and now they're 13 and 14 years old, and come to find out that those kids are not yours?
Right.
Bro, I go crazy.
Right.
There's no way.
Right. I agree with you, and just I kind of look at it like how would the kids look at it? Like, you feel me? Like, sometimes, people don't think, like, it's not just the man or the woman. The kids are innocent.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't got nothing to do with that. So for you to put them in a situation like that, you know what I'm saying? They are the ones who really affected even worse.
Yes.
And also the fathers, because like you said, you love kids. Is like, hey, I love kids. If they're not mine or they are, but it's more about transparency and being honest.
Yes.
That's what it's really about.
Yes.
Yes. So with that, it's like, what do you do? Do you continue to be the father that they know and come to love, or you chuck up the deuces? I feel like when it comes to that, well, if you're still together, you have an option to stay together or, separate. If you want to do separate, then there should be no child support, since you already proved that these kids are not yours biologically. But it's just like, why does it have to go that far late in life to find out you have to do a DNA test to find out that they're not yours because you and your partner decided to separate? That don't make no sense. So, Gigi, if you want to share your opinion on the matter at hand.
Well, this is no shade to women, but when women get pregnant, they know they're the mother. There is no guarantee who the dad is. Whether she could say she's faithful, she could say, oh, I'm a married woman. You see women who are married step out on their marriage all the time. And like you said, later in life, kids are 13, 14 years old finding out their dad is not their dad. And then they hurt they got to look at their mama crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. My thing is just mandatory DNA test. It's not a trust thing. It's a what do you have to hide? So,
That's a good question.
So Nathaniel, what do you got to say about that?
Well, yeah, it's there definitely should be a DNA test when you're having a child. It's no shade to anybody. It's just something that should be regulated and something that should be accepted because, like, yeah, what do you have to hide? There's nothing. There's nothing for that. And as far as situations go, because we do not have DNA testing, and chances of a father raising a child that isn't theirs, I mean, really fooled into thinking that it is their child. When a father finds out that it's not, it should work like people not paying child support. You, the mother, shouldn't then owe this man the money or the actual father if you can find them.
Right.
But the father needs to be compensated.
That's right.
He was fooled into it.
That's right.
So that needs to be recognized as something that should be a normal thing when you find out, when you're in that situation, like his friend was. That's insane. Like, it needs to be more balance between men and women because there's this whole movement. I don't know if it's part of Me Too movement, whatever movement women got. I don't know what it is, but that movement where women want to get treated equal, this is a part of that equal. You don't get the cherry pick. It's so that should be a part of it. So DNA test, 100%.
Okay.
You know, it may be a stupid question, right? When the woman is pregnant and say she's closer to 9 months, right? Is there any medical or way that they can possibly DNA test the baby while it's in the belly and then do it with the father, so therefore the baby even come out?
Absolutely.
Boom.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You feel me?
Yeah, there is.
Especially now.
So why don't they
Listen.
implement something like that?
yeah, they rather the baby be born and then swab both parents for that. Because remember, they have to go into the placenta to get the baby's DNA
Okay.
as well. So.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, and Sylvia, your perspective on this as an individual that don't have kids and you're seeing the mayhem that's happening around you.
Well, coming from my perspective, I am single. I don't have any children, but I agree with them 1,000% just because I am in the therapeutical, psychological profession into this. I've seen too many stories of talked to too many parents on cases such as these. It's not just, the betrayal, it's mentally destructive for both the father and the children. Imagine you see these children, they grow up to see this father figure, and then to all of a sudden get that bomb thrown at them, like, you're not my real dad. They're not only gonna feel betrayed by the mom, but it's like, it's a huge betrayal that, it's something that's gonna affect maybe the relationship between them and the mother. Like, all this time you're gonna lie to me, tell me. And it goes for that as well, because even when a child sees their parents get divorced, it affects them immensely. A lot of children, they're like, is it my fault that mom and dad are not together anymore? And they need that resource. They need, like, baby, this is not your fault. It's just, that explanation. But, like, that foundation of trust, it's huge between the children. And, and it's a huge effective, it's something, it's mentally destroying for both father and, child. And in the future, they may even have trust issues. Can I trust you in this? Something as big as this. And between the, opinion of fathers, if they still want to be in the picture, that's totally up to them, But, yeah, definitely find the father and then have the mom compensate whatever they use the resources to raise that child. But, and I'm sure a lot of good fathers out there, even though you're not mine, I raised you, but also give that responsibility to the biological person, to all that. But that's, I 1,000% agree on definitely DNA testing. Definitely it's not the trust, it's just, it's stability.
I think where America's at right now, in terms of like child support, DNA, it's like they don't get it. Of course, like me and Rich was talking about, it's just really a money thing. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it boils down to. And I feel like America has lost their, like being the best country in the world. I mean, and we're not just talking about the opportunities and stuff like that, but it's supposed to be a plethora of things that America is supposed to be great. You know what I'm saying? And how can you instill confidence in individuals who want to live here, want to have kids here, but knowing that it is a system that has so much red tape, there's no fairness to, predominantly men, you know what I'm saying? Who wants to do the right thing for their kids and do the right thing.
So one thing that I look at is when men are getting the short end of the stick, so to speak. Also looking at the fact that men are, I don't know what the percentages is, but it's very high that men are the breadwinners. And then you have the government involved. And what I've noticed, every time the government's involved, they looking out for them, okay? From everything. Government looks out for them first, and they create the illusion that they're looking out for you too, or whoever they say that they're helping. Oh, it's for the children. If it's 100% for the children child support, then why is the government also getting paid out of that child support? Okay? So looking at that, it's just the government looking out for themselves, men getting the short end of the stick. That's why there's so many situations where no matter what, men are still getting hit with child support. They don't even have to be related to the child to get hit with child support. I was just watching two lesbians and a male in court, and the system is so messed up that they actually have a case, the two lesbians who got the sperm donor, the inseminated by this guy, let's call him, John Doe. They took him to court and still asked for child support.
Let me guess, he lost that.
I'm not sure. I just kept scrolling because I couldn't believe, there's some ridiculous stuff on the internet. But that's how messed up the system is, because the government knows men are the breadwinners. They have the money. Let's make sure it's their handicap much as possible. So not only the women get the second benefit, but the government gets benefits, period, at the end of the day. And that's something that needs to be recognized. But it's corruption at the end of the day. We all have to come together. All fathers and women who see that it's right. It's not a man issue. It's an all of us issue, because the government will flip the switch and then they'll handicap the women. As long as the government gets paid, they don't care which team wins. You know what I'm saying? But if both teams come together, then the government loses. They know that. So they keep us at war, and we're having discussions like this, and a lot of people are going to take it as men versus women. It's not. It has to be both of us versus the government. Once you get the government uninvolved, things start making a lot more sense.
Nicely said.
You guys got any opinions on that?
I'm gonna
Or you can add to.
I'm gonna piggyback off of that also as well. I feel that baby moms and baby dads, I feel when the kids are in their custody, the parents should be responsible for that child. Financially, mentally, emotionally. But when it comes down to any schooling, doctor's appointments, or anything like that, that's when it becomes a mutual agreement between father and mother.
Okay, sounds fair.
But finance-wise, I feel like when the kids are in mom's custody, mom's responsible. When they're in dad's custody, dad's responsible financially. 50-50.
That sounds lovely. Anything to say to that, bro?
I remember when they said they had changed the law a couple years ago, and they said that men automatically had 50% custody of their kids, right?
Yeah, house bill, got like 13 something, yeah.
It made absolutely no sense. So if I'm responsible for 62% and she's responsible for the remaining balance, where's the 50-50?
There isn't any.
It isn't. So my paperwork literally states 62. That's my responsibility.
It doesn't even say divided what responsibility.
No.
62.
No. It says 62%. So that's what I'm paying. So it doesn't matter if I work at McDonald's. It don't matter if I'm a construction worker or if I work any other type of job. It doesn't matter. It's 62%. Now, my other child support, which is based out of another state, that's 55%. Everybody is different.
The state is different.
Every state. So the state of Florida being one of the worst.
It's the worst, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Virginia, they'll do some stuff to you. Don't get it twisted now. They take from you. And it won't be your paycheck. Yes, sir. So being in Virginia is completely different than being in Florida. Just like being in Philadelphia is different than being in Virginia and Florida. But being in Philadelphia, you don't have those choices. You gonna pay up. Yes.
So
The same way I can't hire a lawyer out of Florida to fight for my case in Philadelphia.
laws, because each law, but each state has different laws. So, and that's the same thing me and Rich was talking about. Why don't all of the states come together and have one specific rule or percentage to share, instead of Florida 75% here, Philly is 55% here. I think they should be able to have, and that's something that maybe we should try to implement. Why they don't have all these states combined all together, come together and just come up with, and it should be 50-50. That's it. It shouldn't be
Period.
a man, it shouldn't be, and even a woman. It shouldn't be a woman paying 62 and a man paying 62. It should be 50-50 all the way around the board, because, hey, at the end of the day, y'all both making kids.
Facts.
Might as well, it's 50-50 anyway. So, yeah, and I wanted to ask you, so, the kids that you have, right, and you say you pay 62%, that's not for all of your kids, that's for each in the...
So, I have kids who live here. I have kids who live in Philadelphia. I have a daughter that lives in Philadelphia. So my 3 here, I'm responsible for 62%.
So 62% for the 3.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And plus the benefits for them.
Okay.
So then I have Philadelphia. That's 55% plus benefits. So in all reality, like if you look at what I make with the child support and how much they're getting, in which I know this is a hustle for the government. We know that. We're not dumb.
Right.
Nobody's doing anything for free, especially in 2025. So I know what both of them actually get. I know what the rears are like as well. But that's, you got to have evidence on everything you do, no matter what. That Cash App, it don't always work. Zelle does not always work. And giving cash, you be a fool. So,
Have that paper trail.
gotta have a paper trail. They've told me, oh, okay, well, you were giving $350 a month. Did you come to the courthouse and do that? I got Cash Apps. I could show you the Cash Apps.
That's illegal.
Sometimes I think about this, right? You saying that, right? Say you're a man that's working at Walmart and you may make $500 a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 kids with your baby mama, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're paying the child support and most of the things for the kid, right? So she doesn't have to come out her purse for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, bet. So now, when some women, not all, but some women, they capitalize on that. And the way they capitalize on that is knowing that, all right, look, I know I ain't got to spend no money here. So whatever money I'm getting, I'm going to go ahead and save it. And say, for example, go to school and become paralegal. So now, while you're working at Walmart for 5 years, making $500 a week, maybe you get a raise, you might get $550, right? But she become a paralegal. She's making more money than you now. Why do they not have like some type of system, some oversight, right? Where all right, she's making more money now. I think it's unfair for this man to continue paying what he's paying. Because now her money is up. She leveled up. So it's like, it's really that, I think it's just a lot of things that need to come to the forefront and be implemented. Like, why don't they have these things in place? I have no
I
idea.
got a little comment on that. Now, the other party has to prove that that particular individual is making more money or has a different job. So you have to prove that, and then you got sneaky people. Like my baby mama will have a private investigator follow you where you go in your daily activities type of thing. But you gotta bring proof that they are doing that. Supposedly, you're supposed to inform the court of your job change, or basically the job change, if anything. And then I think it depends on if you have it in your parental plan or having some type of plan where every certain amount of year they'll go and do a like I don't know what the term for it, but they check to see how much you're making.
Okay.
My friend, Mike Edmonds, who was part of this podcast, he said that they sent out a letter to him where he had where they would I guess talk with him or see any updates of the situation. So they would do that
Okay.
certain certain period of time.
Okay. Anybody else would like to share anything in terms of DNA testing? What do you think about? What would be the chess move for DNA testing for the future? Like, what should it maybe look like? What should we maybe bring to the table?
Well, for the pros, for the DNA testing, it can help solve murders in the future. Link to find out who's related, and you can quickly get the case solved.
Right.
What's another positive for that? Obviously, knowing who the father is, so you can get all that hot crap mess out the way early than later.
Right.
So the kids are young; they don't know what's going on, so you'll be able to capitalize on that. DNA testing is just a way to it may invade some privacy, but it does for the greater good if you want to look at it that way. As the government has certain things they put in place for the greater good, but DNA testing mandatory, let insurance cover it. They should make it affordable for those who can't afford it.
Right.
That it should help the family, And everything starts from home.
Right.
You have a good relationship with your parents, children, everybody grow up, there'll be more of a functioning person in society. There won't be mass shootings at school. A lot of these white kids, unfortunately, have been doing all that crap. Now, do they have fathers involved in their life? Some don't, some do. So, it starts from home.
And it's about to go down.